GiantLeap is a children aptitude or natural abilities assessment tool. We gamified all the neuropsych testing to a fun tool that can be administered from any device. From the child's perspective, he's playing a game. We're collecting all the data of how the child is interacting with the device, and that's how we're assessing many different abilities from his cognition. We're distributing forms to all the people in the child environment, and we score the data differently according to their connection with the child. When we collect all the data, we provide a 360-degree mapping of the child's cognition and ability, which was never been possible before. Hello everyone, my name is Ori Hoffling, and I'm the founder and CEO of GiantLeap. It was Albert Einstein who so intelligently said that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. I was one of these fish. As a child, I had to repeat the first grade and couldn't read or write fluently and couldn't tie my shoelaces until age 12 due to my dyslexia and ADHD. Like me, 30% of children will struggle in school due to learning difficulties, 85% of which will develop psychological damage because of it, by believing that they're lazy and stupid, and 15% will miss out on assessment and treatment that they need. When children like me don't get the right support, they struggle to achieve, and are 3 times as likely to drop out of school, and twice as likely to end up jobless as adults. The first time I got assessed for dyslexia and ADHD, I was already in school and struggling. What the assessment did for me was only reinforce the fact that I was struggling and provide a huge blow to my self-esteem, and made my parents believe that I will never be as successful as my sisters. Despite my parents' best intentions, they had no one to support or guide them in finding the right path for me. This is why advancement in research shows why it's so crucial to screen for these challenges early as age 4, to prevent the psychological damage from happening. So who could you go to get these evaluations? Schools can only guesstimate what's going on with the child when they're about 7 years old, but are not exposed to all the information the parent is exposed to. And usually only point out underachievements, which is exactly what happened with me. So what about pediatricians? Pediatricians see over 20 children per day. The average routine check lasts between 10 to 15 minutes. It's a pediatrician's duty to screen for learning, behavioral, and developmental state of the child. However, these assessments take time. Approximately 1 hour per patient. This is why these evaluations are almost always avoided, which causes millions of children to go overlooked. The solution? GiantLeap, a stress-free, gamified evaluation to seamlessly unravel your child's needs and hidden potential. How it works is by conducting a series of neuropsychological games for 20 minutes that your child will actually enjoy. And believe me, I know what they're using today, the exact opposite of fun. Next, we collect collateral intake and feedback from educators and loved ones to understand how the child is functioning in both home and school environments. The data from the games and the questionnaires combined provide a 360 view of the child's needs and abilities, highlighting not only difficulties, but also strengths that can be highlighted and amplified in order to boost the child's confidence. Our score breakdown analysis of each cognitive task lays out exactly what you should work on in any stage of the child's development. GiantLeap decision support ensures that when you have concerns, you will never have to guess what's going on or what you need to do in order to help your child succeed. During the years, I got a lot of business experience by serving as general manager of Playblitz Latin America. The subsidiary I managed began with 1 other employee working from our apartment kitchen. And by the time I left, has grown to 10 employees while making the subsidiary profitable in a year. My co-founder Nadav has vast experience in user-centered design by serving as the head of architecture and graphics at the prestigious military IDF intelligence. And with a team of researchers and advisors, we founded GiantLeap to help parents get a more comprehensive view about their children and make more informed decisions regarding their development. During our time in Houston, we got a lot of traction. We won the top 10 most voted company by tech industry leaders and investors at the FARM conference, secured additional funding, and established a strategic partnership with Advantage Testing. If you're an educator or pediatrician that wants to stay in the forefront of technology, we want you as our design partner. If you're an investor that believes that you can increase shareholder value while improving the quality of life of others, we want to speak to you. Lastly, Nadav and I took upon ourselves the risk associated with starting a startup company, so your children won't have to struggle like I did. Thank you.